In this video, we're going to show you how to set up your Genesis communications. From the Genesis main screen here, I can either go to Utilities and Agency Setup, or I can hold down Control, hit the letter A from anywhere inside of Genesis. I'll go to Communications, and this is where I can set up email communication, text message, and direct mail. Now, this is different than when you're inside of a client's profile and you're just going to send that customer an email, a text, or print a postcard or a letter. You can do that, individually while you're inside the client's profile. But these are campaigns. So what we would do is turn the campaigns on that you want to have on. So here are the ones that are available. An additional premium, you found their auto insurance at a better rate, a renewal that's coming up for a business, happy birthday, and you can read through the rest of these. Let me show you a couple that I think are really cool, and we'll set a couple of these up just to show you how to do the rest of them. So I'm going to start with emailing happy birthday. So I'll turn it on. Would you like to see a list of who currently would receive an email for this category? That just means right now, if you were to send this out, are there 2 people? Are there 100? I'm going to say no at the moment, but you're welcome to look and see that. This is where you would go in to set up your message. Now it's going to default like this, so you don't want to turn it on and leave it like this, or people will start getting this kind of message. But you could say happy birthday. That's an okay subject, but you can put whatever subject you like. I do want to mention that if you go over here and you do something like click on the first name and then come back over here, and I'll put a space, and I'll do Control V on my keyboard. That'll paste in, so now it will say happy birthday Bob, for example. Now, you're not going to want to just say happy birthday. You can come up with a message that you like. We do have some sample content, and I'll just go ahead and use that sample content. And it'll have this. This is mostly, we made this be red just to show you that it can work like that, and this bold just to show you that it can be bold. So you can do different formatting. Just either double click on the word, and you'll see this hover come about, and you can make choices there, or you can select an entire section and then edit it as you'd like. So get this like you want it. You'll want to put in a signature for the bottom of the email. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull in a default. You can change that to anything you'd like to change. And we're really done with that. That one's ready to go. So that's pretty easy. Now, you could do the same thing with text. You could turn text on. You may or may not want to send both. But again, this is where you can use sample message. And this is going to be a little shorter, obviously, because it's a text message. You can insert your agency phone. And the reason you may want to do that, like insert the agency name here and the phone, is because when they get that text, they may be a little confused about who they're getting that from. But if you put your agency name and your phone number that they might want to call you back on, that would be potentially useful. This is telling you how many more characters you've got before you've reached a limit of what would be a good text length. So that's setting up the text. And again, you may or may not want to do both, but you might. And then finally, you could do the letters or postcards. So I'm going to go into the edit, and this is where we could use sample content. And if you have an English message and a Spanish message, we don't translate that for you. You could do that just to bring it over, but you could translate that and put that in like however you'd like it. And most of these screens, by the way, you can pull down to see more content. So that's the message. So you're really kind of done with this. So I can close this out, and then I can make that in the form of a letter or a postcard. You wouldn't really want to do both, but are you going to send out postcards, or are you going to print a letter and put it in an envelope? And if you do this, these are typically printed with, and you can test these out, but these are done to fit in a double window envelope normally, but there is an option to turn it so it's you could have it in an envelope where you have your own agency return, but there's still a window because it prints the address of who it's going to, you're insured. So really, that's pretty simple to set these up. We really encourage these. If you want to start with some simple ones, start with happy birthday, maybe the new customer, welcoming a new customer, and telling them all about your agency, how much you appreciate them, and the other lines of coverage that you provide that they may not have purchased today. So read through these. They are some really powerful and cool campaigns here to stay connected with your customer in any combination of these ways that you like. Now, I'm going to uncheck these so these don't really go out in my environment. But over here are some additional settings. If you want to know what triggers an email or a letter, click here. And this is an option for each one of those campaign types. What makes it go out? What Genesis is looking for to decide that it's time to send that out. Then you can look at email because those are slightly different. Another thing here that's important is if you'll go down to more options, this decides if you're going to send out a renewal reminder, you have a renewal coming up reminder, then you can say don't send it out more than 30 days in advance, because you may get the renewal offer, more than 30 days in advance, and you could make that 45 if you'd like, or any number you'd like, or you may want it to be even closer, 10 or 20 days prior to the renewal, whatever you like there. It defaults to 30. And this one's kind of nice. I would encourage you, most of you I think would want to check this. This is not going to send out the direct mail if you've got that set up, if you have an email address. And I think it's kind of nice to, when we're back here, it's nice to turn on the direct mail and make that part of your marketing and your retention strategy, because if there are people you do not have email addresses for or text message numbers for, cell phone numbers, then that's kind of nice that they're getting something. And some agencies want them to get it all because they really want to be on the mind of their customers. But at least consider turning these on, and but not sending them if you're already sending an email for the same campaign reason. So that's an overview of how to set these up. If we can be of more help on this, please let us know, and I hope you enjoy this feature. Thanks so much.